April 5th, 2:36 PM, Grand Tower, PIC meeting room. Hello everyone, Triple S back here with some more Ace Attorney investigations, Miles Edgeworth Prosecutor's Path. Last time, in the opening of the case, we saw Kay Faraday apparently get pushed off the top of a building by a person in a red raincoat, who I'm calling Red Hood. Then, the nurse brought, apparently, Kay Faraday to Miles Edgeworth and Gumshoe, but Kay's lost her memories. So, that's a problem. Kay no longer remembers anything about her life. Doesn't remember Miles, doesn't remember Gumshoe. Not good. So, they took her to the tower, the Grand Tower, to try and re-jog her memory. In doing so, they interrupted a filming shoot, where we saw that kid in a red coat with something on his head and backpack from the previous case, I'm pretty sure. And also, I'm pretty sure, Penny Nichols. And then during the course of trying to jog Kay Faraday's memories, a police officer shows up and says, a dead body's been found, and it's been identified as Kay. So it's like, and I assume that's the dead body right there. I assume and say, just as, I don't know. Anyway, let's see who that person is then. This room is... Would this room happen to be... Yes, sir. It's the Prosecutorial Investigation Committee's meeting room. What? It's here? I still can't do my, thing because of my throat. I had heard they recently moved out of the prosecutor's building. But to think that they moved here of all places. Grand Tower pamphlet data updated my organizer. Miss Edgeworth, Kay. Oh, it's you, it's Karen, the nurse. What brings you here? How are you holding up? We're in the middle of an investigation right now. Sorry, but who might this be? Ah, this is my granny. Let me just... Hi there, Sonny. The name's Bonnie Young. Who the heck are you? She says. It is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor. Miss Jensen, isn't Young the name of... Granny is the director of the Die Young Hospital. This old lady is the director? Who are you calling old? She says. She can read my thoughts. Oh, so that granny is pretty important, huh? I wouldn't go that far. I mean, yes, she is. These people are the patient's guardians. You know, the one with amnesia? It seems she's a bit of an introvert. Hey, Sonny, want me to cure that bad case of the frownies for you? She says. I'm afraid that's an incurable disease for Miss Edgeworth, pal. Hey, really, Granny? You want me to say that? I ain't got nothing to say to you whippersnappers. You're free to do whatever you want. But you better not get in the way of my autopsy. Please wait. We're... No means no. Hey, you don't have the right to decide that, pal. What the fuck? Sorry, Granny is the coroner, you see. What did you just do? Did you just slap your granny? I'm so confused. She's in charge of this case, so... Ouch! So I'm very sorry, but that's the way it is. What do you mean, that's the way it is, pal? Well, even if you ask me, I'm not the one who said it. What the fuck? That's so weird. Okay, I kind of feel like... I'm watching a comedy act, sir. It's like Ben and Trillo. Well, we need to get back to the autopsy, so please excuse us. And take care. What was with her attitude? We received permission to investigate. There shouldn't be any problems. That attitude of hers is a huge problem, sir. It leaked everywhere. Miss Edgeworth, what do we do now? We'll investigate the scene, of course. As a prosecutor, I cannot stand by and do nothing. Well then, let's begin. But the policeman said the dead person is also named Kay. Then I'm pretty sure I'm not the Kay that you know, Miss Edgeworth. We shall investigate that now. But, don't worry. There's no question that you are the Kay I know. Okay. Amnesiac Kay and a corpse Kay. Both are connected to the Grand Tower. certain that this case will lead me to Kay's lost memories. Begin investigation! Grand Tower meeting... Grand Tower PIC meeting room. I missed the PIC. Examine the statue of Lady Justice in the back. So there's a statue of Lady Justice? Oh, do you have to go all the way around? Oh, damn, that's a lot of blood. This is Lady Justice. You sure do know a lot, sir. So what kind of powers does she have? She's a symbol of justice, not a superhero. It's said the scales represent justice, the sword power, and the blindfold equality. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious document I can. Just examine the pool of blood. A pool of blood lies at the feet of the goddess of statue. Judging from the pool of blood, it seems that this was where the victim was killed. But, sir, the body is over there. After murdering the victim, did the killer move the body? Okay, we're done here. Gotta go talk to this officer, I assume? It's this officer? You there. Tell me the situation about the security of this room. Yes, sir. To enter this room, a special keycard is required. I see. In other words, not just anyone can enter this room. Security. To enter the meeting room, a special keycard is needed. Logic added. So, the person who found the body was also... Yep, he was a member of the PIC, who had come here for today's hearing. A member of the PIC. If not for this case, right now I would be... Excuse me. Franziska! You are... Oh yes, what is it? That voice. It's von Karma, right? Do you know her, Granny? Good to see you again, Doctor. And you as well, Miles Edgeworth. Well, what is she doing here? Franziska von Karma. She's a prosecutor working with Interpol, and the daughter of Manfred von Karma. She should be jetting around the world right now. Wherever there is a case, I will follow. National borders mean nothing before me. Your presence here must mean that this case has international significance. You know well enough that I'm chasing a smuggling ring. Still. I shall recover all the stolen goods and crush that organisation. Then, does that mean the smuggling ring is also involved in this particular case? Any further information is confidential. I'm not obligated to speak of it with you. So it won't be that easy. Miss Franziska? Von Karma? Granny says... The autopsy is complete. You are free to do what you want. In that case, we would like to investigate as well. I've heard rumours about you. No way am I letting you near that body. You're that prosecutor who's about to get the boot. You best run on home now, sonny. Just so you know, I wasn't the one who said that, okay? But please, Granny, we need to investigate, no matter what. Hey, lassie, who are you calling Granny? Yeah, I'm sorry. We're not getting anywhere. I guess I have no other choice. Franziska, please allow us to aid you in your investigation. We must examine that body in order to find out what happened to Kay. To Kay Faraday? I'm asking you too, sir. Kay's in really bad shape. I don't know what's going on, but fine, I'll grant you permission. You have my thanks. Of course I didn't say it would come without a price. You'll explain everything to me later. We really owe you one, sir. I wasn't talking to you, Scruffy. Ah, Scruffy. Ouch! So that's how it is. If you would be so kind as to authorise them too, Doctor. I suppose it's fine if he's with the prosecutor from Interpol. Is what she says, and I fully agree with Granny. By the Von Karma name, the entire world will be judged. Oops, that's just common knowledge. I accidentally clicked a button. That's rather conceited for common knowledge. Well, it's none of my beeswax anymore. Is what she says. I hope you don't get in trouble for this. You needn't worry. My reputation will not be shaken by something so petty. Unlike me, who is on the verge of losing his badge. Begin investigation! Again? Okay, Grand Tower PICB room. I don't know why. We're already in the... I thought we were already in the middle of investigation. Oh, we're just gonna look at the body. There's also something down there that I'll probably look at later on. Oh, it's there. Candlestick. This body. It's not Kay, sir. Doesn't look like it at all. Of course it isn't. Kay's alive after all. Her age is, I guess, around 30, and she's wearing a pantsuit. Maybe she's worked in one of the offices in this building. Maybe she worked. I don't know what I said. So her identity is still unknown. The question now becomes, why did the police believe her name was Kay? What rest of it? She's got a note, I guess. It looks like it says Kay right over there at that note. Examine the notebook. What the victim's like. That one. This notebook. Huh? Isn't that Kay's promise notebook? This is the notebook she wrote all the promises to her father in. Really takes me back, sir. Yep. Promise never take the strangers, never gonna know the stranger. When Kay was young, she and her father wrote the promises they made in this notebook. Creepy little smile. However, why is it in a place like this? Ah, now you mention it. I once heard something from Detective Bad a long time ago. It seems that before anyone had noticed, Kay's memento had gone missing. What? So a piece of evidence that was in police custody went missing? Detective Bad frantically searched all over for it, but it seems he never found it. What could this mean? Why was the missing notebook found here? You there, do you happen to know anything about this notebook? The victim was carrying this notebook when we found her. That was the only evidence we had to identify the body. So that's why you called her Kay. What a misleading victim, huh? Why does she have Kay's notebook? I sure would like to have some information on the victim's identity, though. Examine the victim's right hand. There is a burn mark on her hand. Is it connected to the cause of death? No, it appears to be an old scar. She probably got it a long time ago. It seems there is something in her hand. Detective, could you open her hand for me? Yes, sir, understood. This is... Oh, I know. This must be a gift card from a department store. Ah! It seems to be a key card. Why? The question is, what was this key card for? Key card. The victim was carrying a key card. What could it have been used for? Logic added. And we're going to dive into our logic and connect security and keycard together. Perhaps the keycard the victim was holding is for this room. I'll go find out, sir. Miss Edgeworth, from this room's security system, we were able to retrieve the data of the victim's card. So that means the victim was able to freely enter this room. If the card actually belonged to the victim, of course. Yes, of course. Keycard data organizer. Okay, we're going to go back to looking at the body. Yes, we know. Look at the left hand. The left side of her white jacket has been stained a deep red. This jacket, the buttons are on the right side. Isn't that normal, sir? All my clothes have the buttons on the right side. For women, it's normal to have them on the left side. Miss Edgeworth, you really do know everything. That's just common knowledge. There doesn't seem to be anything out of place. Huh? There's something white in her pockets. They're gloves, pure white ones. One for each hand, sir. They don't seem to be dirty. Could they be the victims? Wait, did you actually look at the thing or her hand? Because, look, I'm going to try this again. Okay, yeah, sorry. I didn't know if it actually going to be, like, the hand, or if I accidentally clicked on the jacket. Look at the corsage. Something seems to be pinned to her jacket. It's made out of purple cloth. Looks like it's been forcibly torn off, doesn't it? That it? Okay. I have no idea if I'm actually supposed to be doing this, but, oh, we deduce, actually. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? purple flower Kay had with her. I wonder if that originally belonged to the victim. Now you mention it, the cloth does look the same as the one on the pin. Yep, let's compare them without delay. It's a perfect match, sir. Way to go, Miss Edgeworth. Purple flower data updating organizer. The fact that this flower belongs to the victim means... that can only mean that Kay Faraday came in contact with the victim. And about that corsage, it looks like it was possibly ripped off. There's a possibility that Kay Faraday is connected to this case. And depending on the situation, we may have to consider her as a suspect. What did you say? There's no way she did it. It's unthinkable. Kay could never do that, sir. However, it's true we have no evidence to deny that claim. And that's going to be a problem. It's nothing more than a possibility at the moment. Isn't that right, Miles Edgeworth? Indeed. For better or for worse. Okay. We're going to look at the candelabra. Could this be the murder weapon, sir? A three-pronged candelabra is consistent with the number of stab wounds. She was probably stabbed by the prongs of the candelabra. A candy zebra? I'm afraid it's not quite what you're imagining, Detective. Or they probably said zebra. You know. A candelabra is a candlestick holder with multiple arms. Ah, so it's a candle holder. You know, one time I forgot to pay my electric bill, and I had to get by only with candles. What time period are you from? Candelabra data organizer. It's supposed to be more expensive though as well. Examine the stab wounds. The wounds that we just talked about. There doesn't seem to be anything in this pocket. This pocket has holes in it, sir. Judging by how the cloth was pierced, she must have been stabbed by some sharp object. All your coins would fall out of those holes, sir. Detective, haven't you ever heard of a wallet? Of course I have, sir. I just use my pockets, though. Most people do, right? Never mind. And let's look at the head. It's got a nasty wound on that head. There's some blood on her head. Maybe she was hit with something. We don't know that for sure. Our investigation will ultimately clear that up. Investigation complete! So the victim's identity remains unknown. Should you really still be calling me Kay? Of course. What are you saying, pal? Thank you, but then what about that woman? She's someone who you may have killed. That's all we know. There's no way that's true. Right, Miss Edgeworth? I also do not believe you killed her. You are such a naive man, Miles Edgeworth. Here I come to save the day! That voice. So don't be afraid anymore, for the best prosecutor is here today. Pardon the interruption. Mr. Edgeworth, get away from the victim! I've inherited her dying wish. No one asked for you. Did you know the victim? Just as I thought. The goddess of law will surely reveal the truth to us, so please rest in peace. That's right, Justine. Now that I'm here, everything will be A-OK. The culprit will rue the day he crossed paths with... Ah! Miles Edgeworth, who is this fool of a man? Why is she glaring at me? You are Francisca von Karma, am I correct? I apologise for my late introduction. I am Justine Courtney. And the deceased individual is... Attorney Jill Crane, one of the members of the Prosecutorial Investigation Committee. Uh-oh, that letter that Kay had Jill written on it. That's not good. I see, so that's why she had the keycard. I take it you're in charge of this case? That's right. And with me in charge, this case is as good as solved. Wow! That reminds me, I haven't caught your name yet. If you just wanted to know my name, you didn't have to... Wah! Just state your name. I will not tolerate any unnecessary remarks. Sebastian de Best. It seems the pecking order has been decided. Mr. Sebastian de Best? Here, this is from Granny. This is your touch report. Wahaha! It seems you've been bested, Miss Edgeworth. This wasn't a competition to begin with. My job is done. Maybe we meet again in front of another corpse. Okay, let's go home quickly and eat some noodles. I'll be leaving too. Take care, everyone. Are you gonna go to Aldunes? That Granny's the killer. I'm willing to bet. The victim's head wound was post-mortem. Sebastian? And the candelabra dealt the fatal blow. The estimated time of death is late last night. What is it, Justine? While I do appreciate your enthusiasm, perhaps you should give your tongue a rest. You might pull a muscle. That would be painful indeed. What does your report your organizer? Anyways, it's quite clear now. Kay Faraday must be arrested. What? What's the big idea, pal? It's just as he says, detective. The culprit is Miss Kay Faraday. The young lady in bandages over there. Although she's not wearing her usual attire. You're not Miss Kay Faraday. And what would you do if she's Kay? If you're going to arrest her, then I will resist by any means necessary. That I guarantee you. I am now convinced the doubts surrounding your suitability as a prosecutor were indeed warranted. It's fine, Miss Edgeworth. You can go. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. What are you saying, Kay? You can't just go along with them, pal. But I don't remember anything. What if I really did kill that woman, and then forgot about it? If that's true... Acknowledgement is the goddess's mercy. Yeah. Atonement is her will. The goddess of law will surely praise you for your prudence. Sebastian, and Judge Courtney, if you believe she is the culprit, on what basis do you make your accusations? Unless I'm completely convinced by your explanation, I will not obey your orders. Fine, have it your way. Now sit tight and listen to the perfect reasoning of the best. Why we suspect Kay? I am the best in the world. No one else can do what I do. Yes, that's why I was the first to realise that Kay Faraday is the culprit. She broke into the meeting room in order to steal something. In other words, she's the only one who could have killed Miss Crane. His logic's as awful as ever, sir. Harsh words, coming from you, detective. I asked for some basis to your claims, yet your reasoning has told me absolutely nothing. However, we have no evidence to prove she didn't do it either. Don't worry, Kay. I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth will pull off a miracle. Do you think my deductions are some kind of miracle work? You'd better not disappoint me. Understand, Miles Edgeworth? Because if you do... this whip of mine won't stay silent. Okay, rebuttal. We're gonna go to she broke into the meeting room. And we present... where is it? A key card. Objection! It certainly sounds like you are quite familiar with this room. The best man for the job should know all about the best places. Unfortunately, it seems that you are not the best man for the job. Are you mocking me? That's for you to decide. You didn't even know about this keycard, did you? Of course I know about that. You needed to enter this room. Huh? Was it really needed? This foolish fool simply doesn't know when to give up. Ouch! Sebastian, do you really suspect Kay? That's right, she's the only one who could have done it. Well then, allow me to ask you. Since this room can only be entered by using a keycard, how does she enter the room without one? Well, she probably used this and that and... Oh, did you pull a muscle? Allow me to explain then. The door could only be opened by members of the PIC, which means... Yes, that's correct. Huh? She conceded so easily? Take a look at this. It's a record of this room that I investigated just a while ago. At 12:52 AM, the door was opened using Miss Crane's keycard. Keycard record right down my organizer. It's probable that the killer entered the room together with the victim, Miss Crane. After entering, the situation must have soured, leading to the murder. Your logic holds, but is it still merely conjecture? And it would imply that the killer and the victim were acquainted. No way, pal. Kay doesn't even know the victim. That's merely an assumption on your part, unless you have any evidence to prove your claim. Evidence is everything, in court and at the crime scene. Without it, your argument is invalid. In that case, I trust that you have evidence to prove that Kay Faraday and the victim were connected. Of course. What? This letter was discovered by Dr. Young in Miss Crane's breast pocket. The victim's belongings? Why does she withhold such vital evidence until now? Could it be she was waiting for the perfect time to reveal it? Come to think of it. And the candelabra dealt the fatal blow. This estimated time of death is late last night. What is it, Justine? Well, I do appreciate your enthusiasm. Perhaps you should give your tongue a rest. You might pull a muscle. I'll read it for you. To Miss Crane, thank you so much for helping with my plan. I'm glad that we can help each other get what we want. It's like killing two birds with one stone. Please get revenge for 12 years ago. Kay. In other words, Kay Faraday and Miss Crane were accomplices. They probably planned to steal something from this room. Preposterous. Wait, that means the main culprit is... It's still Kay Faraday, of course. It just means her crimes have increased by yet one more. Victim's letter jotted down my organizer. I'm the main culprit? Don't believe her, Kay. It's all a bunch of nonsense. There's no way Kay would do something like that. Nonsense? Not at all. The evidence speaks for itself. Wouldn't you agree? I knew that they wouldn't suspect Kay unless they had some sort of proof, but to think they would actually have such decisive evidence. Nicely done, Justine. Thank you very much. Your explanation is still insufficient. I cannot accept such an argument. Sebastian, would you please leave this to me? Alright, make sure you shut Mr. Edgeworth up once and for all. I can't allow their allegations to gain any more momentum. I must turn it around here. The letter from Kay. The relationship between Kay Faraday and Miss Crane is as documented in the letter. She wrote Miss Crane into assisting her with her plan. However, for some reason, their partnership broke down. Miss Crane was murdered, but with her dying breath, she managed to retaliate. Her parting gift is this letter, which she tucked safely away in her left breast pocket. Her testimony is even better than ever. Maybe the most perfect it's ever been, sir. Are you going to be alright, Miss Edgeworth? Yes, of course. How unsightly, Miles Edgeworth. Save your stoic act for some other time. Miss Von Karma, just whose side are you on? I'm on nobody's side, Scruffy. When searching for the truth, it's best not to take sides. Watch what you say, Miss Von Karma, or else I see Dr. and Mr. I keep getting Mr. the Best is gonna... Best, you say? Well, I can tell you that the side I'm on is always the blah! How irritating. Well, I suppose that's one thing we can agree on. Okay, we've got to go to her parting gift, is this letter. And we present the autopsy report, which is there. Objection! The victim held on to the truth until her dying breath. A truly touching story indeed. The voices of the dead are soft. One must listen carefully to hear their dying wishes. And Miss Crane has spoken. Kay Faraday is the culprit. Perhaps the voices you have been hearing are actually the whispers of the devil. Hey, don't make fun of Justine. Let's listen to the voice of reason. Judge Courtney, please take a look at the autopsy report. There's no need. I remember it perfectly. The victim was stabbed in the left breast. No, it can't be. The letter was found in the victim's left breast pocket. And that's where the victim was stabbed with the candelabra, right, sir? Precisely. It wouldn't have been possible to stab her there without piercing the letter as well. So that begs the question. Why was the letter found in the victim's pocket? It's simple. It was placed there after the victim was murdered, to throw suspicion onto Kay. Somebody intentionally wanted to create this very situation. In other words, there exists the possibility that the letter was forged by the true culprit. No! The real murderer tried to pin the crime on Kay. That is the only explanation for the letter. And in doing so, the murderer ended up digging their own grave, right, sir? The culprit is Kay Faraday. The letter was, it was actually found in the victim's other pocket. Huh? What are you saying, pal? The officer's report was wrong when he said the letter was in her left pocket. It's actually in the... Ouch! A foolish fool who continues to make a fool of himself. Is there no cure for your foolishness? Why do you keep whipping me? And quit calling me a fool. Yeah! I saved you the trouble of punishing him yourself. Indeed, though I had no intention of punishing him. The letter is stained with blood, no doubt because it was found in the left breast pocket. There couldn't have been an error in the officer's report, unless you were the investigator. Say something, Justine. I see you have no objections. Then allow me to continue. There is one more potential suspect in this case. Don't be ridiculous, the killer entered this very room. There wasn't anyone else who did that besides Kay Faraday and the victim. To enter the meeting room, one needs a keycard. And their reasoning assumes that the murderer and the victim entered the room together. This is what we overlooked. If we just discard that assumption, then... This evidence reveals that other suspects besides Kay. Where is it? The keycard record. This is the keycard record Judge Courtney handed me earlier. The victim's keycard was used at 12:52 AM. And there was one more person who also used a keycard. So you're saying this person was waiting to ambush the victim inside the meeting room. The keycard was used at 10:15 PM. Honestly, it's impossible. No, it's impossible. What makes you say that, pal? You got any proof? Of course I do. I myself am that proof. I was the one who used that keycard, after all. Then you're a suspect. Well done. Keycard record updating organizer. Is there something strange about a PIC member entering the PIC meeting room? That proves nothing. The fact that you were in here at all makes you a suspect. Or do you perhaps have any evidence that you didn't kill your colleague? Such nonsense. What would I gain by murdering her? Allow me to reiterate what you said earlier. I'm sure it will all become clear upon further investigation. Why would I, a faithful servant of the law, commit a crime? True enough, I entered this room. However, that alone is not reason enough to suspect me of a crime. If that's the case, please tell me why you entered this room. I had some business to take care of, and some preparations had to be made. Preparations? That sounds pretty suspicious, pal. Unfortunately, I cannot disclose what these preparations were. However, I'm sure you could hazard a guess, Prosecutor Edgeworth. So she was preparing for my hearing. She must have gathered all the necessary materials to take away my prosecutor's badge. Wonderful, wonderful. It's good to see young people go head to head so ruthlessly. Who is that? That takes me back. When I was young, I'd always butt heads with this brash detective. And then one day, he just disappeared. I hope he's still doing well. here comes the waterworks. Chairman the Best. Did she just say the best? Hello, Courtney. You sure are full of energy today. And if it isn't little Von Karma, look how much you've grown since I last saw you. Sir, it's been quite a while. A curtsy? You don't have to treat me like that, like some sort of stranger, you know. Remember back in the old days, when you sit on my lap and call me Unky Boo Boo? Here I go again. Oh, how I cried back then. Pops, what are you doing here? A member of the PIC was killed and I heard that you were in charge of the case. What kind of prosecutor is followed around by his own father? Hold your tongue. Do you have any idea who this man is? Chairman of the PIC, former chief prosecutor, is the right hand of the goddess of law. Now, Courtney. I'm just an old chunk of coal. There's no reason to speak so highly of me. Please excuse my subordinate's behaviour. I am Prosecutor Edgeworth, isn't it? Along with his trusty sidekick, Dick Gumshoe. I am Blaze the Best, and the proud father of that idiot over there. When that boy was born, me and the missus were happy as can be, you see. But now, I don't even know where she's gone to. Pops, you need a handkerchief. Ah, yes, Sebastian is an idiot, but he's such a good boy, you know. Quite the doting father and son. Now then, Courtney, how's the investigation going? Sir, we've established that the culprit is Kay Faraday. We're currently focusing our efforts. There are too many uncertainties in this case. It's impossible to determine that she's the culprit. Surely you haven't forgotten the matter of the letter. I already told you, it was just a simple mistake. The letter was in another pocket. Ouch! You talk too much. Now, let's all play nice. Everyone, just calm down. I'm sorry that you had to witness such an unsightly scene, Mr. Chairman. Don't apologise, Courtney. I can follow everyone's logic. Except Sebastian's, that is. Hey, Pops. Chairman the Best. I am a prosecutor. My duty is to bring criminals to justice. However, I won't make someone out to be a criminal without a sufficient motive and evidence. I've heard about you and your relationship with the suspect, you know. This shares a strong bond. Kay has assisted the police in arresting criminals countless times, pal. There are too many facets of this case that remain unexplored. I see. The bonds of youth are a wonderful thing indeed. But that is that, and this is this, you know? What's that supposed to mean? The prosecutor's office needs to resolve this case as quickly as possible. I mean, just think of all the other cases that are piling up. There's no time to waste here. It's unfortunate, but you understand, right? Edgy? Why did I say edgy? Edgeworth. What the hell? Ugh. It's not like it's Miss Allbag. What? Now then, Kay Faraday. I'd like to arrest you now. Okay. No, I won't let you. Kay's innocent, pal. To defy Chairman the Best is to defy the law. It would be a grave act of disloyalty. In other words, a hearing won't be needed. Are you prepared to lose your prosecutor's badge? That's Miss Edgeworth's badge. You can't do that. Using a prosecutor's badge as a shield. What has the PIC come to? Kay, you haven't done anything wrong. Miss Edgeworth, it was only for a short time, but thank you for everything. I'm sorry, I turned out to be a criminal. We will make sure to impart your confession to the goddess of law. What should I do? When I was young, I wanted to become a defense attorney, like my father. Someone who can fight to save those in need. And right now, this badge is holding me back. A mere badge for the life of a dear friend. Don't even have to consider it. Alright. Farewell, Miss Edgeworth.
Hold it!
Hold it right there, Judge Courtney. What is it now, Prosecutor Edgeworth? Oh, power move. This is your Prosecutor's badge. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what is the meaning of this? Consider this my resignation. I am no longer a prosecutor. Miss Edgeworth! What are you doing? Explain yourself, Miss Edgeworth. You can't be serious. Miss Edgeworth, you're joking, right? If you aren't a prosecutor, then my only mission is to bring the truth to light. If it's the prosecutor's path to turn a blind eye to the truth, then that title is worth nothing to me. I will walk in the path that I believe in. I will not be stopped here.
Objection!
You're running away from Von Karma. From me? No matter what you say, I don't intend to go back on my decision. So you're leaving me behind again? I'll never forgive you for this. No, this is all my fault. I'm sorry. If only I weren't here. Wait, Kay. Oh, no, do not. Detective Gumshoe, don't follow me. But, Miss Edgeworth, boss. I'm not your boss anymore, Detective. That's just too much, sir. It's always been you and me. We've always been a team. Detective Gumshoe, you no longer need to follow my lead. You should try to accomplish whatever you can on your own end. Oh, this is bad. We just let a dangerous criminal escape. How can I let her get away? And after all my hard work, you see. Rest assured, Mr. Chairman, this area will be locked down immediately. Good. I expect the best from you, Courtney. To be continued! Oh, what a... I keep almost dropping my goddamn controller when I put it down on my leg. What a power move from Edgeworth right there. Just, I am no longer a prosecutor. You sicken me. Just, oh, yeah. But, I guess we found out that, you know, it wasn't Kay who died. They just mistaken identity. But, they're called Jill. And Kay also had a letter from Jill. So I thought that might have been brought up, but it wasn't, because obviously you don't want to play evidence that goes against what you're trying to do. So if he was like, oh, here's this letter that proves that they were connected, it's like, oh, that's not good. But turns out she also had a letter that proved they were connected, so it didn't really matter anyway. But now Kay's run off. I hope she doesn't do anything stupid. And we've met, I think the biggest point is that we've met Sebastian's dad, Blaze to Best, who appears to like fire. And also, I just remembered that this case has the hardest logic chess in the game. And what'll be my hardest is that the bar for picking options goes down really quick. You don't have a lot of time to do stuff, so that's gonna be fun when I get to it. But anyway, yeah. So that was the second part of Forgotten Turnabout. So we'll see what happens with Edgeworth next time, who goes and catches up with Kay, who has run off. And it's just going to be those two on their own. You know, we're saying, Gumshoe, you can't work with me anymore, go away. Francisca did show up as well. I forgot to mention that she showed up, but even still, like, she's not going to be able to help him, really, I don't think, with her being a prosecutor and him not. So it's like, oh god, what's happening? And we'll find out next time. So, thank you for watching. I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.